Sounds of the city pounding in my brain while another day goes down the drain. But it's a 5 o'clock world when the whistle blows.
Welcome to High Five Wrestling. We're coming at you today with SmackDown review from last night. DW will start us off.
All right, guys. So this week the first thing coming out is Mark Henry coming out with crutches, and he looks he's looking a little weak. He's he's a little frail black man. He comes out, and what do you think about this segment?
It was all right. I was, even though I had read about it earlier, like a couple days earlier, I was still intrigued to see that Daniel Bryan cashed in his Money in the Bank. Yeah. And you know how I feel about Money in the Bank. Yeah. Don't work, get the title.
Yeah, I mean, it was kind of predictable because Mark Henry wasn't fit to compete. But it's classic heel. It was entertaining to watch, and it was an exciting moment seeing Daniel Bryan get the title shot, or actually gets a title
for like 5 seconds.
Yeah, and I think it was kind of like a little bit of a tease, and
Teddy Long did the right thing.
Yeah, I think it was kind of entertaining, and it set up the main event for the night. So I think it did what it needed to do, and got you involved in the first segment of SmackDown. So it was pretty entertaining. Yeah. All right, the next match we got to see was Justin Gabriel versus Hunico. What do you think?
I put Hunico versus somebody. I honestly got up, used the bathroom, got a snack, came back, and Hunico had pinned somebody for the win. I didn't care.
Well, I'm a big fan of Justin Gabriel. If he could easily be in my Fave 5 if he was featured more. But it was a short match with some good spots. It's good to see Hunico cheat to win because he poked him in the eyes, and he's not going to ever be over by just being a good high flyer and he needs to be like an Eddie Guerrero, where he's kind of he's a smart guy and he's technical, but he's also cheating to win, and and so I think that's how he'll get over.
I just didn't watch the match, so you go ahead with that.
Yeah, and Justin Gabriel, I think has a charisma, and honestly, he's getting a pretty big pop. He could replace John Morrison.
Yeah. If I saw him more, I could give an opinion.
Yeah. All right, Divas match.
Divas tag match between Beth Phoenix and Beth Phoenix's whipping bitch, and AJ and some other nameless diva. Beth Phoenix made AJ tap with some submission while Alicia Fox watched on with the announcer's booth.
Sharpshooter, come on.
It was the sharpshooter?
Yeah, classic.
Looked kind of deformed. Anyway, don't care, and the reason I don't care is because the Divas are the most niche group there is. You're either the champion, the number one contender, or you're going out and losing every night wearing, a tight uniform and people aren't paying attention. I mean, when's the last time you actually heard crowd noise during a Diva match?
That's true. They're just boring to watch. It makes it not a sausage fest, like you said.
Divas.
That's an accurate statement.
And you can't have. They almost never have single one-on-one matches to determine a number one contender for the championship. They have like battle royals and stuff, and tag matches, and just weird matches that because they can't keep the crowd interested. Just do away with them. If you're not gonna treat them like they're real wrestlers, do away with them.
Yeah, well, it was kind of it was only lasted. I timed it at 1 minute and 5 seconds. So, that's pretty ridiculous, but I'm not actually going to ride until it's less than 1 minute, which I've said in a previous video. So I will give a riot when it's less than 1 minute again, which probably will be in a week. But on a side note, Alicia Fox, she is a fox.
She's all right. I mean, TNA has better. TNA knockouts are a lot hotter than the Divas, but anyway, we got to move on. Mark Henry confronted Teddy Long. Teddy Long revealed that the winner of the Fatal 4-Way at the end of the night gets a title shot against Mark Henry.
In a cage.
There you go. In a cage match on a special Tuesday holiday edition of SmackDown hosted by Mick Foley. We'll go into that later.
Looking forward to it. The Christmas theme seems a little early, but whatever.
It's not even in December yet. Christmas in November, you're getting the card.
Yeah.
We got to move on again.
Mick Foley. Hey, it's exciting.
Right after that, Zack Ryder was shown playing WWE 12. It's the only way he can win this is the only way he can win the U.S. title because he doesn't deserve the match.
Well, okay. I think Ryder is going to inevitably get the title. And I think he's going to, be a credible U.S. champion. And I think it's just, right. They want to wait till the right time. They want to wait till they can get the biggest pop, and it's coming up. But Sheamus, I don't know. I think he just makes when he was in the ring the whole time. It was just
You didn't introduce the match. The match is Ziggler and Swagger versus Sheamus and Zack Ryder. By the way,
well.
I was
okay.
talking about the promo before.
Oh, sorry. Okay, so but Sheamus, he just crushes them and he just makes them look like jobbers, and the fighting style Sheamus uses is definitely heel tactics, and I think that it doesn't really work if you're going against someone like Swagger, who's so big. He's not a small guy.
Well, I noticed that Michael Cole called all the petition signers 13-year-old Twitter kids, which would make you a 13-year-old Twitter kid.
Okay,
And I have to agree with him. This is the first time I've ever agreed with Michael Cole on anything. And I don't particularly like doing it, but he's right. Signing a petition is not going to get him a championship match. He has to go out there and actually prove himself. And picking up Sheamus' scraps by tagging himself in is not a way to get a title match. Deal with it.
Yeah, and I think this is this match kind of leads me to really speculate of when Ryder is going to get the title. I think they definitely have something special here, and I think that they need to just give it to him at the Royal Rumble. I think that would it's one of the big 4 pay-per-views, and if it's not the Royal Rumble, it sounds a little bit ridiculous, but I think either that or wait until WrestleMania, because that you get the huge babyface pop. The bigger the pay-per-view, the bigger the pop. And Zack Ryder is over. He's
over with the fans. He's not over with
the audience. Cut off The Rock to say we want Ryder. That's pretty over, So it's exciting to see, and they definitely need to not screw this one up.
Okay, Ted DiBiase versus Heath Slater. Even the announcers couldn't keep their voices on this match, as Michael Cole and Booker T kept having arguments about how Michael Cole threw water in the face of Raw. This was the worst match of the night. The crowd didn't even cheer until DiBiase won. It was dead silent in the arena, and not even Michael Cole and Booker T wanted to talk about the match. Only Josh Hamels, or whatever his name is, Matthews focused on the match.
I think it's good to see Heath Slater and Justin Gabriel again. They're fun mid card to watch for now as as solo competitors. It was good to watch them as a tag team. I think honestly they add a little bit of something to SmackDown, and it's fun to watch. But then we got to see a Jinder Mahal promo before the match, which I didn't understand. I didn't understand that because 2 weeks ago he got squashed by Ted DiBiase. I don't know how I'm supposed to believe that he could be the next. How he could beat Ted DiBiase, because it's not realistic, because it was like a minute match against Jinder Mahal. It's not like it wasn't even like back and forth. It was one of the biggest squash matches I've seen this year.
So before we get to the Fatal 4-Way match, I need to ask, why does WWE feel the need to promote nothing but the main event match these days? Ever since the match was announced earlier in the night, you saw at least 5 or 6 promos for the Fatal 4-Way match. There's a Fatal 4-Way match tonight. Tonight, the Fatal 4-Way match. But none of the other matches even got so much as a mention. I didn't know who was actually coming out to wrestle until I saw them.
Yeah.
So, spread your promos out a little bit, WWE. I'd like to know who's coming up next. I've been watching the 2 hours. I know that you've announced a Fatal 4-Way tonight. You don't need to keep telling me over and over.
Yeah, but it was exciting to see something different. We haven't seen a Fatal 4-Way on SmackDown in a little while, so it's good to see, and we got to see a good representation of SmackDown.
Daniel Bryan versus Randy Orton versus Cody Rhodes versus Wade Barrett, a Fatal 4-Way for the #1 contendership for the title.
Yeah, and before that, we actually saw a Cody Rhodes promo, and I'm telling you, he's one of the best on the mic right now. And I think
he's good on the mic, but if he's going to fight with Booker T, he's going down in my book. Seriously, fighting with an announcer, that's lame.
Yeah.
Daniel Bryan, what the hell was with Cody Rhodes? Just like Daniel Bryan applied that submission, and then not even a 3 count went by before Cody Rhodes started tapping out really fiercely. There was no suspense at all.
I think they really kind of rushed that. I think they kind of made.
I guess
Cody Rhodes
Sci-Fi was like, "You're running out of time. We need to start Sanctuary here soon."
Yeah, pretty much. I think it was a good back and forth match, and
Yeah, I thought that Rhodes would take Orton out, and then Barrett would take out Daniel Bryan to get the title match. But it's nice to see that Wade Barrett didn't get it, because Wade Barrett still sucks.
That's not true.
The
But
Barrett Barrage can still sit on the sideline and watch while someone else wins the title.
It's a little bit predictable because we obviously there's a Daniel Bryan, Mark Henry, a little bit of a feud going on. So I kind of just assumed that he's going to win. And then Wade Barrett with Randy Orton and Cody Rhodes, and now in the feud with Booker T.
Yeah.
So we kind of saw it coming. But overall, what do you think of the SmackDown?
It was. I felt it was better than Raw. I'll give it a 7, and that's high in my book.
DW's rating is 6.5 out of 10, which is it's pretty solid. It's definitely watchable, and I think it was entertaining. And
Teddy Long gives it a certain air.
So
Hold on now, player.
oh, and I saw Booker T this week say at the end of the match, "Wow."
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, maybe he watched our video because he didn't say it nearly as much
No,
as he did on
at the
Raw.
very end, I caught it, and I just made me laugh.
Anyway,
But
let's wrap this up.
Ted DiBiase, Intercontinental Champion. Will he be the next one?
I don't think he'll be the next Intercontinental Champion.
I am calling it. DW's calling it Ted DiBiase, the next Intercontinental Champion. And Daniel Bryan and AJ, another WWE wedding in the making.
No, I think they finally realized that people don't like to see the superstars get married on camera.
No, well, I'll be.
I think it's just stupid.
We'll see. We'll find out.
Unless AJ is going to get kidnapped,
Yeah.
and then it would make it actually worth it.
She's pretty small. Well, thanks for watching, guys. So comment, rate, subscribe, and we'll high five you later.